Greeting viewers, FireShark welcomes all its viewers in today's video. Today we will discuss about session layer, which is the sixth layer of the OSI model. In our previous lectures, we have already covered 5 layers of OSI model. Now, session layer. So these are the objectives that we will cover in today's video. Session layer. Session layer provides the first three layer, physical layer, data link layer and network layer, which are not sufficient for some processes. The session layer is the network dialog controller. It establishes, maintains and synchronizes the interaction among the communicating systems. The session layer is responsible for dialog control and synchronization. The figure below illustrates the relationship of the session layer to the transport layer and the presentation layer. All below three layers, including session layers, are integrated as a single layer in the TCP/IP model as application layer. Implementation of these three layers is done by the network application itself. These are also known as upper layer or software layers. The session layer uses checkpoint to enable communication sessions which are resumed from that particular checkpoints at which communication failure has occurred. The session layer is responsible for fetching or receiving data information from its previous layer, that is transport layer, and further sends the data to the layer after it, that is presentation layer. We will also discuss about the working of session layer. Session layer is the fifth layer in the OSI model, which it uses the service provided by the transport layer, enables application to establish and maintain sessions to synchronize the sessions. Now, in order to establish a session connection, several things should be followed. First thing is that we should map the session address to the shipping address. The second thing is that we need to select the required transport quality of the server, also referred as QoS parameters. Next thing is we need to take care of the negotiation which should happen between the session parameters. Then we further need to transmit the limited transparent user data. Then at last we need to monitor data transfer phase properly. The ability to send larger amount of data files is extremely important and necessary thing to do. Session layer works as the dialog controller through which it allows a system to communicate in half duplex mode or full duplex mode of communication. This layer is also responsible for token management, though through which it prevents two users to simultaneously occur or attempting the same critical operations. This layer allows synchronization by allowing the process of addressing checkpoints, which are considered as synchronization points to the streams of the data. This layer is responsible for session checkpointing and recovery. This layer basically provides the mechanism of opening and closing and managing session between the end user's application processes. Now, the service provided by the session layer are generally implemented in application environment using remote procedure calls, RPCs. The session layer is also responsible for synchronizing information from different sources. This layer also controls single and multiple connection for each end user application and directly communicates with both presentation and transport layer. Session layer creates a procedure for checkpointing allowed by adjournment, restart, and termination. Now, these three are the main functions of the session layer which we are going to discuss. As we have seen that this layer is responsible for establishment of connection, maintenance of session, authentication, and also ensure security. The function of the session layers are session establishment, second synchronization, third dialog control. What is session establishment? Now, maintenance and termination of the session. This layer allows the two processes to establish and use termination connection and use and terminate a connection. Synchronization. We have already covered this topic in our previous lectures. This layer allows the process to add checkpoints which are considered synchronization points into the data. These synchronization points help to identify the error so that the data is resynchronized properly and ends of the message are not cut prematurely and data loss is avoided. For example, if a system is sending a file of 200 pages, it is advisable to insert a checkpoint at every 20 pages to ensure that each 20-page unit is received and acknowledged independently. In this case, if the crash happens during the transmission of 100 pages, the only pages that need to be reset the system from the recovery pages are 101 to 200 pages. Previous to 101 need to be not resent. So I hope synchronization is clear to you all. Third function is dialog control. This session allows two system to start communicating with each other, half duplex or full duplex. Scenario. Let's consider the scenario where the user want to send the message through the some messenger application running in this browser. The messenger here act as the application layer which provide the user an interface to create the data. The message or so-called data is compressed, encrypted if secure data and converted into bits, that is zeros and ones, so that it can be transmitted. So that's it from today's video. I hope that session layer is clear to you all. We will meet in our next video and we will cover presentation layer in that video. Thanks for watching.